how are you doing? My name is Ibini Yobikoya, also known as IB Codes, and this is Weekly Insights. So this week I want to talk about knowing what you want. Knowing what you want. And I'll be reading from Genesis chapter 24, verses 3 and 4. I want you to swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of earth, that you will not get a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I am living, but will go to my country and my own relatives, and get a wife for my son Isaac. The servant asked him, what if the woman is unwilling to come back with me to this island? Shall I then take your son back to the country you came from? So that story, Genesis 24, just talks about, it was a time when Abraham wanted to get a wife for his son Isaac. It was a common practice back then for the parents to find a wife for their sons. So Abraham instructed one of his servants, I think it was a chief servant, to go out and find a wife for Isaac. If you take note of the verses that I read, Abraham was actually giving certain instructions about where exactly he wants the wife to come from. One of the things we realize is Abraham knew exactly what he wanted. He knew exactly where he wanted the wife of his son to come from. He knew where he did not want the wife to come from, and he was telling that servant that go to so place. Just imagine Abraham did not give enough instructions. If all Abraham said was, oh, go and find my son a wife, then the details of the location of the wife, the kind of person, right, would be at the discretion of the servant, which means that the servant would have to decide where to go to get the wife. Just the way we can see what Abraham did, knowing what he wanted. The same applies to us. We must also know what we want. In this year, we can't leave things to chance. We need to take control of our lives. And first, we need to know what we want. If we don't know what we want, then life will just hand us whatever it wants. And in most cases, life is not fair. Life will never hand you what pays you. Life will never hand you anything that would be fine for you. So please, this year, make sure to know what you want. This year is not the year that we leave things to chance. Not knowing what you want is very dangerous. If you don't know what you want, you would always be reactive and not proactive, which means you will always be on defensive mode. You won't be the one calling the shots, right? Life will be calling the shots for you, and you will just be responding to whatever life throws at you. When you know what you want, then that thing that you want becomes a possibility. Because without knowing what you want, you can't become anything. You can't become what you don't know. You can't have what you don't know. And you can't do what you don't know. So it's important that you know what you want. Knowing what you want gives you a sense of direction. Like I said, this year is not the year to leave things to chance. This year is not the year to just see how it goes. No, you have to take control. You have to make certain decisions. You have to take certain steps, right? And you can only take these steps when you first know exactly what you want. If you are at a stage in your life where you are trying to switch jobs, or you are just looking for a job, knowing exactly what you want will give you an idea of what kind of jobs to apply to. You would know which jobs to ignore, which jobs to not ignore. It will help you prioritize everything that is just coming around. And what this simply means is, in a time like this where there's a multitude of distractions, there is a lot of choices everywhere, knowing exactly what you want would help you filter out the things that you don't need. So as this week has started, let's ask ourselves these three questions. What do I want to be? What do I want to do? And what do I want to have? Because only by knowing would you be able to work towards it. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you were blessed by this. Have a great week ahead. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.